All right, it's still the People's 105.5 FM Abuja, 15 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock, and you're still enjoying the People's Breakfast. We're on the last leg right now. That means we'll be wrapping things up very soon, and that'll be by 10 a.m. But before then, we have the last part of what we have to do, the last item on the menu, and that is our conversation. We always talk about Nigeria, things affecting the country, how to make it better. And there's nothing we can do in this country if we do not have security. Security is the only reason why we can sit in one place and make plans of what we want to do in terms of prosperity, development, and anything else that affects us and makes us the country that we are. All right, this morning I'm not doing it alone. Of course, it won't be a conversation if I'm doing a monologue. I'm being joined by Ambassador Austin Peacemaker. Now, Austin Peacemaker is the Director of Security Affairs International. Now, he's also the Executive Director of the Center for Civil Relations, Open Dialogue and Development. Short for it is C-coded. He's an ECOWAS Youth Ambassador of Peace, United Nations SDGs Ambassador of Peace, and also has been awarded the United Nations Justice of Peace Award. Now, Austin Peacemaker is the pioneer social media consultant and organizer of the Nigerian Army Social Media Influencers Seminar, currently being taken around the country by the Nigerian Army Department of Civil Military Affairs. He has toured more than 25 states in Nigeria, including the northeast of Nigeria, during the Boko Haram insurgency days. He engaged with frontline soldiers, countering negative narratives and fake news, managing perception for our troops, and dishing out first-hand security news. Austin is a trainer and public speaker who is very vast in multiple fields as a resource person. Currently, he runs his peace-building NGO and his security affairs organization with partners in the UK and offering private investigation and vetting of staff services for companies and agencies. Austin, it's a great pleasure to welcome you to the studio this morning.
Thank you so much.
You were diving around the trenches on the front lines during the Boko Haram insurgency. You must be a very brave man to actually be doing what you're doing, going neck deep out on the front lines in security, not just sitting in the cozy studio like myself, blabbing, but going out there to see how it's happening.
Yes. First, I will say that I was privileged to be embedded. Let me use the word embedded into the military or within the Nigerian Army to the northeast multiple times due to some of the things we're doing. By then I was also a defense correspondent reporting security news, and that was at the peak of the Boko Haram insurgency.
Yeah. And
most of the media people, or let me say reporters across the country, were just writing story, just from the comfort of their newsroom and all. People who needed first-hand information to truly know what is going on. By then, that was the issue when the popular Sambisa forest was. So people say, can't they just bomb Sambisa forest and just kill
it and kill everybody?
Let's go. You don't even know the nature of the landmark of Sambisa forest. It's bigger than Lagos,
Yeah.
So those things, there are things, the information we have to go and fetch at ourselves and all. Go there on our own. We know yes, it's a guided talk, but also being a media person, we also know how to have interaction one-on-one with the frontline soldiers, knowing about their welfare, knowing visiting the IDP camps and all. So to me, I think it was a privileged experience. But there were times that I have to now go on my own, because of the relationship I'm able to create, to fly there, to go and do maybe any story that is of interest to my organization and all. So that's what being brave. Yeah, we are brave. Yeah, we can say yes. God helped us, but also we were also assured of security by our troop. I could remember there were a time that we requested that I just came up with the concept that can media and journalists, selected journalists, visit the northeast of Maiduguri. If the army actually say that this is this, and in the media is saying this and this and this, if it is true, can we take selected media organization, credible journalists, let's go to the northeast and to the northeast? I thank God for the dead chief of army staff, General Buratai retired, as an ambassador, who also was one time an ambassador. Yeah, so he approved it and all. So 50 journalists, they gave us a lot of 50 journalists, and by now I was not even in Nigeria, I was in Ghana for a training. But I threw it open online and see people should apply. We got over 400 and something applications.
When I was thinking people were going to be scared.
No. The truth is that we still have some adventurous journalists. But I feel that there are some of us that when you told us not to go, that's where we want to go. We want to see what is there. Why do you say we should not go there and all? So that and I think that is what media should be all about.
Yeah. Walking where even devils is trained to walk.
Yes. And as long as our truths are there, that means human beings are there. And I just sometimes tell people, then I say, if you think the military were not doing their best, then they were not really working, I say, why are they still playing airlines flying to Medicare airports? Because you know this terrorists want to gain international recognition. Or the first is to attack the airport and make sure that and then when we got there, we discovered a lot of things. There were white people more flying in, NGOs and all. So it was truly as terrible as they say as it is. You know, why are they always coming there? Hotels became the most expensive things in the place because there were people that being paid in dollars by NGOs and all. They're coming there. So if the white people can come to our country and go there, why can't we journalists go there? So that's why we went. And when we went there, we have first-hand information. We saw this for ourselves. We interacted, even down from the airport drop. We asked them some questions, taxi men, taking a pep, to get first-hand information, not just what they're. And so we came to cities for the way they are. Also, but one of the lessons that we picked from that is that perception management. I look at the team I came with, and I found out that they were all taught. I don't know what to use. They had a change of mindset. They became so calm because I selected more people from Lagos. Okay. Yeah, because I know because of by then we have most of the bloggers, paparazzi reporters, a lot of people.
The Lagos media landscape is more vociferous.
Yeah, so when they came on there, some they say they have never been to the north in their life.
In their entire life.
So when they saw it, they saw soldiers, they saw the sacrifice. You see a soldier on a gun truck covered with dust because of the nature of military. Because we are on the entire state of most of the northern state, covered with dust, and it's only gone 24/7 is on that place and all. You know, we saw a lot of things. We went to the IDP camp that we have to even contribute money for ourselves. Just literally watching us, we just on our own, we say no, let's not come here and not do this for something. We saw little children in IDP camp. So imagine people being stranded in their own country. You know, it was terrible. We saw light there, we were like, man, no. But they came to appreciate what the military was doing. Whatever narrative that was out there then, but they came to see what they were doing first and know that yes, there are young men who are really putting their life on the line for this country.
All right, we would come back and focus on the Northeast ultimately, but it's fair to say that the Nigerian landscape, security landscape, changed drastically in the last 10 years. From 2014, with that blast at the Eagle Square, a new reign of terror, okay, I wouldn't use the word terror, but a regime of terror came in. We've had security challenges in Nigeria, but that was the point terror signaled that it came into Nigeria. Between 2014 and now, where do you say we are in the fight against terror and insecurity in Nigeria? To put it in simpler terms, are we better off today than we were in 2014?
Thank you. I need to give a background first. You talked about the Eagle Square bomb blast and all.
Yes.
Yeah. Our military were trained into what they call conventional warfare. Okay. That's why they were used to knowing the enemy, having a defined enemy boundary and having their own boundary and facing the enemy and fighting and all. That is why every peacekeeping mission they went for, we get feedback. If we black people can forge reports and come out with all kind of things that are associated with black people that we bribe our way through, the whites, and then also the whites are not like that. From
Nigerian troops have always excelled.
Yeah, they have always excelled. So we ask ourselves a question: what is going on back home? Because what came to play is asymmetric warfare, and unconventional warfare. That you don't even know your enemy. God forbid. Imagine I came to this studio right now and I'm wrapped with a IED or you know.
I will survive. I have a dish.
Okay. Even me, I might do video. Want to start people to evacuate people at the end.
Yeah.
But you won't know that is warfare. I have seen an officer that just finished an engagement and was walking to his car. A young girl wearing a hijab that came to sympathize, maybe they want to beg for food. Just walk up to them. Thank God the officer have not entered the car and the car exploded. Lost his driver, lost the car, and I saw he was using hearing aid and all. No, these are the kind of nature. So, and most times when this thing happens, then the first thing we will hear out there is that what are these people doing? There's no even security in this country. Do you understand? Yeah. That is not a conventional warfare that our troops were used to and all. So, and terrorism is an ideology. I remember during my days I did masters in NDA, masters in conflict security.
Nigerian Defense Academy.
Yes. And one of the times when we were discussing about this conventional warfare and non-conventional warfare, asymmetric warfare, one of the things we are made to understand is, and which I've come to say is that terrorism is an ideology. It's an ideology. How do you use guns or tanks to purge an ideology from someone's brain, from someone's mindset? It's an ideology. And an ideology can linger on in any nation for so long. Even till date, the US are still combating terrorism with all the sophisticated weapons they have today because it's an ideology. Yeah, insurgency, it can be here, we can fight it, you can have insurgents, they can head on. And we are continuing to receive news recently. You asked what is the current level. We are going to receive news of neutralizing a lot of insurgents.
Yeah.
Banditry. We know that the issue of banditry went to another level. We saw the issue of kidnapping that happened. That was almost every day in Kaduna Expressway and all.
Yeah.
But you can see that the issue of kidnapping have also gone down drastically on that highway or on other part of the country. At the point, it wanted to become like a business in West Africa or in Nigeria and all. But when all this is happening, the United States always put out there, in all fairness, not because I probably have had something or I'm in close working relationship, but the discussion I have to put out there is that there are men working behind the scene to ensure that the country is just like God behind the scene. You know, every day you wake up in your house. There's one day I woke up in my house early morning. Somebody, my friend came to pick me. Let's go and retrieve something somewhere that so I was going. We had a terrible accident just 5 minutes from my house, and I've been traveling around the country and I've never had any accident.
Nothing happened there. That's close to home.
Yes, the car somersaulted, the airbag busted on my face. Wow. The only thing I just told myself, I said I shall not die, I shall live. That is the next thing. And truly, I found out that people broke their leg and their hand, and on the car, our car jam was written off. But I can just appreciate it. So that every day I go out, there have only been protection on me. So I didn't know.
After God is the security agent.
Yeah, so that's a security agent, sir. When we go out every day, you enter that L5 bus, then we saw what happened in Nyanya bomb blast at the motor park. When we say you enter a bus station, or you go to a bus station, you enter a bus, and there was nothing happening, you go to your workplace and all, or you go to the studio, you talk about the security of this country. We don't know that there are people behind the scene who are playing role overnight, or play the role overnight to ensure that place is safe, to ensure that surveillance is there constantly. And they get tracked every day, they get intelligence every day. Whether during the Salah celebration that there will be bomb blast and all. There was no. Not that it was a miracle, not that something happened, not that anything. Yeah, we know that from God's angle is a miracle. But there were men behind the scene who have ensured that this should not take place. No, this should not happen again. No, everything must be safe. No, Kano must be safe. No, this place must be safe. And they are all in and out trying to ensure this happens. So when we do not see it, we have gotten so used to it, so we see it as normal. Okay, yes, this and this. It's one of those Western threats or in fake intelligence that are given to us to scare people away from our country. No, but truly they were threats. But then sure, there are some they will not even there will not be panic. You know, say okay, because in this market or where in the prayer ground where the Muslims are going to pray, there's going to be an explosion. People will not come out, so they will not cause panic, but they will do everything before morning to ensure that is solved and all. So that's what I say. So coming to the question directly, what you have to say? Yeah, for me, I think so far looking at where we are coming from that 2014, I think we have done well. We are improving, but there's still vast room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. There's still a lot to be done. A whole lot to be done. We want a country that will become safe for everyone to do business, everyone to travel. both young and old, everybody to achieve their dream and all. Now, that also leading to an enabling environment for us from our government. I know that is on that side and all, but to make the country conducive, safe for us, and also be able to attract foreign investors to our country.
All right. I understand where you're coming from with your knowledge of, intimate knowledge of how the military and the security agencies work. But the truth is that from 2010, we were all, Boko Haram, Boko Haram, Boko Haram. But it looks like the security challenges have festered. And it's not limited to the northeast or the north, but practically every part of the country has more than its fair share of security challenges. The southeast has some level of insurgency and some non-state actors, aka unknown gunmen operating there. Much of that also in the southwest with kidnapping. Probably also you tie into oil sabotage, the southwest kidnapping and all of that. The north central, north west banditry. Now, one of the issues that people worry about is definition. We can say this is Boko Haram, but who are these other people operating in the rest of the country? It's no longer convenient to blame everything that happens in the southeast on IPOB, ESN, everything that happens in the north central, northwest on bandits. There's no one who's bandits. Who are these people? Can we agree that a key element of security in Nigeria is missing, and that is intelligence and interagency cooperation? Can we agree on that? What is the level of intelligence in the country to be able to pinpoint and know who exactly, so that we don't have a template of spray statements we always push out. Immediately something happens somewhere in the southeast, we just have to add the location and the time and say it's ASN or IPOB that did it, or if it happens in Zappa, we say it's bandits. Can't we know precisely who and who these people are and stop giving them some generic names? Like the bandits, who are they? Where's the intelligence on that? What is being done about it?
Okay, thank you so much. First and foremost, development brings crime. For any nation that is developing, must have a level of insecurity to develop. That is one of the features of a developing country. A country that is pushing forward, that is marching on. So they go hand in hand. So it is normal. There will always be bad eggs everywhere. But coming to who are these people? In all boldness, from my own perspective, entirely to my own personal opinion, most of our politicians, I'm sorry to say, are not patriotic enough for this country. Most of the crime you are seeing that I have mentioned across board are one level of political instability. Oh, I didn't win an election. I want to make the nation, the state to be ungovernable for this current governor. Or this current governor, oh, these people did not vote for me. Or this guy is agitated. I thought I would get an appointment. Most of all these crimes you have called have one touch of politics in it. Many of them are not patriotic enough as to be and all. And when you gather intelligence, those who gather intelligence are not those who go into operations, are not those who approve the intelligence. You gather intelligence, you supply all your, you bring out all your intelligence, are those who act on it. And what about when you get intelligence, there's no approval, you don't have to know, there are no genuine.
It doesn't trigger to those people who act on it.
Yes, or genuine approval to act on it from those.
And sometimes the army gets intelligence, it doesn't want to share with the Navy, or the Navy doesn't want to share with the Air Force, DSS doesn't want to share with the police doesn't want to. We see that.
Yeah, back then I know we have these issues back then, and because people want to take credit for operations and all. But as of now, I don't know whether that is the correct level or what is pretty smooth out. But I'll tell you, if you see a video recently that is flying about a man that was appointed by government to investigate crimes and money laundering and all. Yeah. I don't know if you saw the video, and that was flying about 62 billion. Okay,
Okoye Obla.
Yes. You could, from what he's saying, what can you think from those things he's saying? Now, if you take that into financial sector, think about the security sector too. that you come and approach an attorney general of the federation and say, you have this, you have this, you have this. They tell you don't have approval to investigate this. But it's Nigerian money. There are so numbers of cars parked in so place, and you kill them. So think about what is going on in the country on a larger scale. So there are people who are making effort to get the job done, but there are those due to one political interest
who are benefiting from what's going on.
And they benefit from act at all. I won't lie, most of our, if our security should, in all boldness, open up to you, you find that they are having a bottleneck. They're having a bottleneck.
But some of the blame have also been put at the doorsteps of the security agents too. There's this saying attributed to Sani Abacha, I can't swear he said it, that once insurgency lasts for more than 24 hours, maybe 48 hours, depending on who's saying it, the government and the security agents are involved. It's been said that some kind of war economy has developed. The big wigs in the military are making money. We see $1 billion, this and that billions being released for security, for equipment, for any and everything else they want. And for most times, they are giving as they ask. And people are saying, these monies are not reflected in terms of equipment, in terms of motivation for the troops at the front, that the big men are pocketing these monies. And there have been allegations of, some troops run away with some money, some people were diverting these funds. Don't you also think that there are some unpatriotic elements? I wouldn't use a one tar brush to paint all the military leadership and men. Don't you also think that some of the blame resides at their doorstep? Some of them are profiteering from the insecurity.
Yeah, my faith taught me that a man's greatest enemy and member of his household. The truth is that there are bad eggs everywhere. I'll keep using that word. There are bad eggs everywhere. In every system, in every sector, there are people who are benefiting from crime. There are people who are not patriotic to the vision or the grand commander or the chief of army staff, or there are people we are going to see the case of a soldier arrested with weapons that is selling to Boko Haram and all. We have all manners of things and all. So there is everywhere. There are always, and it's short. Your biggest enemies are insider. Take it or leave it. There are people who benefit from crime, but that is minority in the majority, and it's across board. Even in your family, if they don't, they say that if your family don't give you out, nobody can get you.
It's true.
So there are people. So when we see this lingering on, there are people, and that is why even in the military, there's what they call. That's why they have defense intelligence agency.
Yeah.
Watching the watcher.
Yeah.
Spying on the spying, on those who are spying. So there are people there, and as you know, they will not want to watch their dirty names out there. So if within them, their intelligence about some bad element, bad eggs, who as so there's only a few that leaked out that we get to know. They on their own way. We have seen it. Currently, I think there was a general officer that software did not protest over in the correctional service that is in prison and all. Why will they need to give out their own general to be in prison? I'm not now concluding that whatever he has done was true or it's not true or not. I'm not a court of law, but if they will give out their own general to be in prison, it tells you that
they're also trying to push out the bad guys. They are trying to
push out the bad guys, because they always the bad guys. They always those who are devil advocates, who trample on people, irrespective. It's blood money. They can kill for money. They don't care who dies. They don't care how many people dies. Among even our politicians too, there are people who don't care who dies. That's why everybody don't vote for me. To hell with them. We need some security people to man this local government because we're of this. There's a threat that will come from this and say no. I have a trip to so place. I'm commissioning one building, one ball, and I need all the soldiers to. I need all the security people to be there. I need all those and all. Maybe those. There are all kind of things there are all kind of scenarios and all. There are people who are truly not patriotic about this country, and then unfortunately for us, they're in position, and that is where we find ourselves. We need to get to a time as a country where we do not just vote based on party, based on the ethnic group I belong to and all. We look at you, competence, character, and we vote for you, irrespective of wherever you're coming from. That's when we see what is happening currently now in Kenya. Mm-hmm. You can see that even the lawmakers are running out of their building.
They have to.
So time is coming.
But then that also brings into question the role of the security agencies, the police, the military, the intelligence agencies in a democracy. Most often, when Nigerians protest, when Nigerians try to vent their anger, it is usually the security agents that are the first line of defense for the politicians. You look at what happened in Kenya. People say it cannot happen in Nigeria. The military will shoot all of you. The police will use you and do target practice. Don't you also think that the Nigerian military, the Nigerian security, but I don't want to be specific. I don't want to start citing
the power of the people is more powerful than those in power.
But we have seen violent repression of mass actions, protests. Police will tell you, don't even come out to protest. And the military have shot people who are protesting, sometimes unprovoked. And the question now is, why is it that the military in Nigeria are being seen as, not just the military though, the security agencies totally, they are seen more as agents of repressing the people than protecting the people. And even during elections, allegations are always being leveled against the military, police, military, DSS, name them, as helping the politicians to perpetrate rigging. We saw the Ekiti example where military and police were using special armed bands that would, once you see them, you know these are the ones that will help us rig elections for the ruling party at that time. And that doesn't seem to have abated. Even the last general elections, so many allegations that the security agencies were aiding rigging, and in some instances were looking the other way, while thugs and other violent action, other violent persons were disrupting or shortchanging the elections. Are the military really in cahoots with the civilians as far as this is concerned?
The situation we find ourselves as a country is called democracy. Where every action you see is an order from someone in power.
Yeah.
I can tell you the truth. Don't forget your service chiefs were appointed. Don't forget that we civilians were the one in control.
Yeah, so but it's I agree, but it's looking like the military are becoming partisan.
Well, that is debatable. I am not. Even INEC itself was accused of rigging our election. So then I have nothing to say, because even those who conducted the election were supposed to be fair and fair. Were also accused, to have even played a role. We saw videos of commissioners collecting money and all those things. So it's terrible, So many people can do a lot of things for money.
So we should excuse the military. So we should excuse the military. We should excuse the security.
Why should we excuse them? There's no reason to excuse anybody for crime. But if you remember very well, what are the international best practice or measure?
Yeah. If
I go out, okay, let's bring the issues. Let's come back to the days of Abacha.
Yeah.
Sergeant Roger.
Sergeant Roger, yes.
I'm telling you, let's not go into details, but But who were there after? Who gave the order? Who gave the order? There was a time during the NSAS protest that they said, what will bring military to Top Gate? Why would military should be there to come out? Why is military there? The truth is that, who gave the order?
And today, nobody has established who gave the order and what precisely
the politician gave the order
did and didn't do on that day.
And they're answerable to the order. The politician gave the order. If you give order to go and kill a military man, one key. It's an order. That's what I swore. There's an order. An order was given. Something's happening when you are supposed to deploy civil defense, deploy police, and you are deploying the military.
Now that brings me.
So
that brings me to another issue.
But that is not an excuse, because there are also measures so that when an illegal order.
Exactly. I was going to come to that. Aren't soldiers, even the commanders, in a position to say to the politicians, no, we can't do this. This is against our best practices. You look at the US, when Donald Trump seemed like he was not going to allow a peaceful transition, the military agents have to come out and say, we will not obey.
Black man doesn't know how to resign.
Okay, so black
it's so sad.
Okay, is a black
man. Black man doesn't know how to resign. They would rather want to protect their position. But if you have conscience, you resign. You know, there are things that have happened in this country. I weep. Most times I cry. Practically I cry. Like when I watched that video of that report of the money that Nigeria have they discovered in the US account and all. I thought about putting that money in our education, in our health sector, across the state, what to do for this country. And someone in position is making mockery of the investigator and all. I cried. I was like, wow, and look at everything still as peaceful. Everybody's going to work like nothing has happened. You don't know what we are talking about. You know how much we are talking about. We have been so used to that billion that we see it like a common change. If you know what is 1 billion, you know what is 1 billion. I can look on the road, a car will drive on it. You know what is 1 billion. So when you hear that kind of amount of money, it seems like nothing's happening at all. And look at the economy, look at the country, look at people are dying, people are hungry and all. It's terrible. Black man doesn't know how to resign. If I'm in a position and I brought it and I initiated a back policy and it's affecting life, the person for me is to bow out. If I'm truly I'm remorse, found to appease my conscience, it's to bow out. I want to show up really sorry I am and it's to bow out.
Now, I added to this because you also said that something should send civil defense or police to send the military. What do you expect? There's this perception that our military, all of them, Army, Navy, Air Force, they have become civilianized. They've become so much entrenched in civilian things that the allure, that respect that we used to have for the military is fading away. And then the rest of us who are civilians are beginning to think and behave like the military. Yeah. Something's going on somewhere. You're
right. I remember talking to a friend in the UK. He said, bro, this is over 20-something years now in the UK. I've never seen the military.
Yeah, they always kept separate from the civilians.
You see, they have their tactical force, they have their special force, they're going to come and combat civil. You see, they have never seen the military. They are kept in their barracks. They have other core operations that they're doing and all. But in the case of Nigeria, we saw the rate at which, that we started from that 2014, we saw the rate at which insecurity was growing by the day, and the police became so overwhelmed that the military had to be called into to come and aid civil authority and all. And I think that is where all this started from. You know, now bringing out our military from our barracks, because their constitutional role is to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria, not for internal operation. The police, yes, I have the money of internal operation, but coming to assist the police, there we start seeing police, we start seeing army. Before there used to be at the checkpoint. You remember when we were small, when you are watching Hollywood movie, you will not even see an army man in the checkpoint. This story that they tell us, because what is on ground is the police. Yeah. You see there, they are black and black the checkpoint, but at the point, we don't even know. Everybody wants to even have a checkpoint. Yeah. You see this checkpoint here. You see civil defense checkpoint. You see police checkpoint. You see army checkpoint.
Only boys Scouts
and that
boys get a left out.
A man of war. And then you begin to see that the driver gets there and say, "Officer, how you doing now? When I hold this one for water." That's how we are civilizing our military. We are doing our own self. And before you know, the day you now say, "When I hold this one for water," then the next day. 5 people have said, "Oh, this one for water." The next day, nobody comes to say, "Oh, this one for water." Oh, this one for water. And they begin to say that this thing is sweet. They will stop and start saying, "Oh yeah, this and this." So we did our own self. It's not that I'm not saying that to give us excuse, but we did our own self with civil military by bringing it to come and play a role in internal security and all. And by that, we are seeing them every day. We even saw a video of somebody fighting. You saw what happened in Banex. Man, having a citizen having the right to lift up his hand against someone on camouflage, a military man, it tells you where we are going to as a country. And also, that is why I also appreciate, even in the army, there's a department called civil military relations and all. Because we're a democracy. No matter what, Nigeria is so peculiar and so unique. We cannot put Nigeria on the same pedestal with UK and all. Yeah, in Nigeria we are.
But that doesn't mean we should be comfortable where we are.
No, we're not. No, we're not comfortable where we are. But there's a need for civil relations. There's a need for us to engage. And you can see that places where military are building hospitals. Also in the foreign countries, I've gone to their social media pages and I've seen where the militaries are on their street campaigning about their coming to join their service. Yeah. sharing popcorn, signing on your shirt.
Nigerian military man give me popcorn. I'll think twice.
Am
I saying no?
If you are taking part,
be strange.
no. That's why if I keep quiet, I will not be fair to them.
Okay.
If you are taking part in most of our civil programs,
Okay, they do.
you see that truly we have fire. And the truth is that the city have come to even discover that it's no longer out there. The mentality of where we are coming from during the military regime is still following us and all.
Yeah.
But if you go through, who are people that are going to the military? I say, they are civilians. Short service is open for civilians. Now, if you think we have more professors, more people with PhD, people learned, school abroad that are in the military. Fine officers.
But mostly short service, not the core service.
Yes, but very like the still military. The truth is that bad news fly faster. I've come to engage with these people. You see their thinking, you see their level. So we're even in the classrooms. So people were moved from the civil populace into the military. Then, okay, it's just of recent. In Rwanda, a Nigerian emerged the best graduate students in the Armed Forces College. There are a lot of people sound, having integrity that are there too and all. But as you know, good things happen, they are not news. There's bad things that fly, bad news and all those things. So I feel that in all fairness, the military still have a whole lot of role to play, a lot of things. A new initiative, the officer that I was fortunate to be in one of the military facility to give a little lecture to some graduate students and all. And one of the things actually I say, let's be prepared. There are a whole lot of innovations that will still come to the military. You saw a lot of innovations that have come up in the last. Because Nigeria is a peculiar nature. It's a unique country that we have our own peculiarities and all. Just that's why we cannot give us a democracy totally from the US and say practice democracy to not work here. We're in multicultural state and all. So we should be prepared for things that are going to come up. And we hope that with these fine officers, with these educated people that go out there to perform and shine other countries and all, and with the respect and the love they win outside our country, to translate into reality into our country, and we begin to appreciate themselves and begin to also see them deliver good services that will know that yes, Nigeria is really secure and all.
All right, okay, in case you're listening to us, you want to join the conversation, you're very much welcome. The telephone line for you to call for a direct connection to the studio. Because we'll soon wrap this up before we go. The Nigerian military is known to use force, reasonable or unreasonable depending on the situation. And people have been asking, why are we not pursuing more non-kinetic means? Why is the Nigerian military not pursuing more non-kinetic means to especially counter insurgency through de-radicalization and other things? Even in the Southeast, for instance, so many people think that the kind of force being deployed and used in the Southeast is worsening things rather than making things any better.
Yes, I'm also a strong advocate of insurgency. The popular phrase I used to, the people know me for I used to talk about. I say the war against insurgency is beyond tanks and guns, because we have tried the kinetic approach. It has played its own part. There's also room for the non-kinetic approach at all. Just as I talk about terrorism being an ideology, you can use gun and tanks to go and counter an ideology and all.
Hello. Yes, good morning. Very valid points there. Austin, I believe we'll have to do this again. We started a little bit behind time. And there are so many specifics. We've talked in general terms mostly today. We'll do this again and then speak more specifically. There are some flashpoints in Nigeria. We need to examine what's going on and also profile solutions how to get Nigeria much more secure. But thank you so much, Austin, for your time and wonderful insights today. It's been fantastic having you in the studio.
Thank you, Magnus. Thank you so much for having me.
And that's